Hey all! If you are new here, welcome. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. I'm Alyssa. I also go by Lyss or Alsira, whichever's okay. I am completely healthy, no more coughing. For today's video, we will be reviewing a trailer for one of the most anticipated movies of this year, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. After 2.5 years, we finally get a glimpse at what the crew is cooking up, and I gotta tell you, I am amazed. Complete improvement from that mid-credits scene in the second movie. I guess I should be honest, this won't be an actual review, but more of a where would each clip of this trailer fit in the actual movie sequence. I've been generating some theories. One of them was that this would be a two-part movie since we're entering the story of Shadow and getting some connection to Sonic Adventure 2. Of course, the movies have been taking a loose basis off these games. I like that. I like that this movie series is having their own take on a Sonic lore. Now, this is purely opinion and speculation based off of the trailer. You do not have to agree with me, and please keep the comment section civil. With that being said, let's move on. So, structure-wise, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I probably won't screen record me doing the whole graphic on my art program because I already screen record my art through there, and I don't want to add any more storage to my iPad that it has already. I'll just do JPEGs for now, and we'll do one long line representing the length and timeline of the upcoming film. I don't know how long the film will be. The first movie was about an hour and 40 minutes. The second movie was just over 2 hours. I'm going based off Google searches. If we're following the trend through the series, we can speculate that the third movie may be longer by another 30 minutes. A 2.5-hour movie of action, emotions, and pop culture jokes? I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't even know if that will happen. I feel like 2 hours or so of screen time is just enough to tell the story and include another character. I will get on a new character aspect later on, but back on the timeline graphic, I'm going to separate this even more into 3 acts. This is one of the various structures for films. Not every film follows this. I'll link some sources down below if you'd like to learn more about this. The person behind the 3-act structure theories for film is Sid Fields. I'll link some sources down below, like I said before. For now, let's predict where each clip may go on this timeline. We start off with an action shot and close-up of Sonic. He's happy, having the time of his life. We have an off-screen dialogue or a monologue of the Donut Lord or Tom Wachowski, played by James Marsden. The summary of his narration is that Sonic finally has his family, possibly a reference to the Fast and Furious series, which makes sense since Sonic often makes references to that series and he's fast, so why not? I cannot believe that did not click for me when I watched the movies like a dozen times already. What is also pointed out from Tom's monologue is the trope of found family. That is one of my favorite tropes. During Tom's quote, we see short clips of our woodland trio in various places like Green Hills and London. So now I'm wondering, how did we end up in London? I'm gonna keep these photos out in their own corner for a bit. Green Hills, I want to say, will be in Act 1. The next section of the trailer, the scene after studio credits, we see this ominous shot of this overseas base. There's a heart monitor and a seal of liquid preserving our newly introduced character to the Sonic cinematic universe, Shadow. He wakes up, breaks out of his prison, and teleports. I'm guessing he doesn't need a Chaos Emerald to teleport anymore. Certain variations have him using a Chaos Emerald to teleport. We may never know. While this is happening, we hear Commander Walters talking about a high security breach. I want to say these two clips, Shadow's Reawakening and the Commander's voice, are two separate events. It would be safe to say that the Commander's voice is after Shadow's escape. Let's break this down even further. Shadow's Reawakening and escaped. I'm going to place that near the beginning of Act 1. I'm basing this off speculation from the second movie where Robotnik plans to escape from the Mushroom Planet and meets Knuckles. We have the intro, and then we cut to Sonic's story. For this speculated timeline, Shadow's escape will be before the Green Hills intro scene. It makes sense that way. In this trailer, we go back and forth between the escape scene and Team Sonic coming into the rescue. So I won't be redundant in naming every single clip in this trailer, just the ones that we haven't covered fully yet. Fade into Sonic with a flashlight in some abandoned laboratory. I'm going to leave this aside for a while, I'll place it back soon. Cut to Shadow and Maria. This would definitely be in Act 2. Maybe in the middle or towards the 3/4 mark of the entire movie itself, we don't know. Broken glass reflection, an interesting one. I would put that either at the end of Act 2 or somewhere in Act 3. Let's just put in Act 3 for the moment. You'll see why in a minute. Rogue alien on the loose scene, definitely an Act 1er. We are now in Tokyo, 3 locations in this film so far. I've been looking closely at these scenes for a while. I'm gonna put my guesses along these lines. As you can tell, trailers have a way of tying random scenes together in a non-chronological order. So me breaking it down this way is just my way of analyzing the storytelling and the direction this film is going to take. The Ark, rising from the River Thames. Act 2, Act 3? It feels Act 3-ish. But I'm going to put this in Act 2 for now. Shadow airshoeing on water. Act 1 intro. Beating up gun agents. Act 1 before he escapes on water, of course. Tom shouting Sonic. I'm going to say Act 3. Shadow's black hole punch. Act 3. Team Sonic in the UK. I love how gloomy they made the UK. Beginning of Act 2. Return of Robotnik and the Shocking Alliance, Act 2. Listen, when I heard Jim Carrey was going to retire after the second movie, I was skeptical with how they're going to rewrite this movie.
Should have ate the pizza on your table. I could take a pizza I want.
No, you can't. Mine. That was yours in front of you.
You're wrong.
You chose
you
that
took
side.
my half.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I ate my side. I ate my side.
No, you didn't. This four.
Me.
I had this side.
Me.
You took. So now I want.
Stay on your side.
Kid, you're pissed.
Stay on your side. It's not proper pizza etiquette.
Now that he's in this movie, I heard that he's going to use a fat suit. I'm like, ooh. Because there's enough controversy about actors who are not fat playing fat characters. He doesn't look too bad. I thought he would be comically round. Robotnik and Sonic entering through the ring portal. I'm going to put that with Sonic and the flashlight. I feel those clips are connected in some way. Shadow dashing and flying. I don't know where to put this. Act 2? Act 3? I feel like this is one of his flashbacks, or maybe he's training off somewhere in the present. Tokyo blacking out. Shadow showing off his motorcycle. Both of these will go into Act 3. Then we have one shot of Tails flying in the Ark. I'm looking closely. I'm thinking that might be the Eclipse Cannon. A fourth location, space. Attack at Chow Restaurant. This is so cute that they include the Chows. Act 1. Angry Sonic in the UK, together with Team Sonic in the UK. Close up a Shadow, maybe it's in Act 1. The Akira Slide, Act 3. Shadow vs. Sonic, Act 3. The final scene of this trailer. For some reason, Ivo meets his grandfather Gerald, and it's played by the same actor. I knew something was up when I saw Jim Carrey's body double in IMDb. And also, I saw this, so I know her character's gonna get beat up. This is probably the most I've done for a video. Really putting my minor in film and video studies into good use, as well as that one course in grad school concerning screenwriting. I don't know if you're watching, Professor, but I hope you're proud of this. Okay, this should be everything. Again, this is not an accurate timeline. I don't know what the movie will be until it's released in December. I do have a few theories and questions of my own. When I started doing research for this video, I rewatched the last 2 trailers from the first 2 films. By that, I watched the first trailer of each film because I wanted to compare it with what I saw in its entirety. I will make a confession. When I was watching the films in theater, I had to take a few bathroom breaks because I tend to drink a lot when I'm watching something and I gotta pee. I'm not gonna keep a full bladder for 2 hours. We are not on a road trip. And there better be a damn good rest stop. It's not the trailer for the first movie that caught my attention, but it was the first trailer for the second movie. You see, at the end of the first movie, there was a mid-credit scene where we see Tails enter Earth. For the first trailer of the second movie, the only two animal characters we saw were Sonic and Tails. Knuckles doesn't even appear until maybe like the second trailer or so. When I was watching the long-awaited trailer for the third movie, I was figuring out who or what was being hidden from us. I saw some theories online, and a lot of us expected characters like Amy and Rouge to be there. I was very skeptical. I still am. I mean, the trailer's been out for like almost a month. We still don't know what we haven't seen. I've also seen theories that maybe Omega or Metal Sonic may appear. I'm leaning towards the Metal Sonic theory because it makes sense. I mean, Sonic did give Robotnik his quill. We've seen how Robotnik handles business. He does not care about you. So, an inevitable betrayal and a surprise enemy? Could that be Metal? Who knows? Let's not forget about this guy from Sonic Adventure 2, where Shadow fights the Bio-Lizard, so Sonic and Knuckles could deactivate the Eclipse Cannon. What we haven't seen, but I do know it will happen, it's in my heart of gold, is that we will see Super Sonic and Super Shadow. We've seen Super Sonic from the last movie. Who says that won't happen here? You see, this brings up a lot of dramatic questions. How was Shadow awakened? Who or what caused it? Could it be the 50-year reference? It was mentioned in the mid-credits scene of Sonic 2 and in the final episode of Knuckles. But let's not forget that this was mentioned for the first time in the first movie, when Maddie mentioned that there had been a Wachowski protecting Green Hills for over 50 years. And I came up with my own disturbing theory. Could someone in Tom's family tree have been involved with the events on the Ark 50 years ago? Could someone in that tree have pulled the trigger or had something to do with that? I know it's far-fetched, but it's still a theory and I said it. Let's hope it's not true. Please do not make it true. Now where was I? Yes. Dramatic questions. When Shadow is awakened, who or what sets him on this destructive trail? We know that Maria died at the hands of the government, so he wants revenge. In the trailer, he's presented as a villain, but grief is a driving force. It is in both Sonic and Knuckles. Sonic grieves for Longclaw. Knuckles grieves for his family. Shadow grieves for his sibling. Tails does have some grief as someone who was bullied, which creates an ironic parallel with Robotnik. And I kind of see Tails as some sort of glue in the group. I don't know. Back to Shadow. In other portrayals seen on Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic X, someone is able to get through the Shadow and get him to remember Maria's real promise. And in turn, he discovers Shadow's deception. I don't know if we're going to get to all of that, but I do know that Shadow will go from villain to redeemable anti-hero. Someone has to talk to him. But who is that person? Could it be Amy? Could it be Tom? Maddie? JoJo? These questions have yet to be answered. Since the first trailer for this movie was released in the final week of August, I'm guessing we won't get another trailer until maybe the end of this month, or maybe next month, October. Shadow is one of my favorite characters in the Sonic universe. He holds a dear place in my heart and childhood. I've been looking forward to this movie since the first movie was in near completion. I was so sure we were going to see him in the second movie, but of course, we gotta get through the pacing and storytelling. Seeing the improvement from the mid-credit scene, where we first see Shadow, to the trailer, like, holy shit, the budget had to be high. I read articles from producers saying that this movie will reach Avengers level animation. I've never watched an Avengers movie in my whole life, so I have no idea what I'm in for. I do know that the director, Jeff Fowler, worked on the video game Shadow the Hedgehog. It was one of his first jobs working on the visual special effects. So when this movie comes out, this could be his magnus opus. I don't know. We do not know. I just know this man is jumping with joy. I hope you enjoyed this video and listened to me yap about my most anticipated film for this year. I know this December will be eventful, not only for this movie, but because of my birthday, I will be turning 26, the age at which I must pay for health insurance. Let's hope I get a job soon, and I don't have to worry about paying out of my pocket. You know where my platforms are. Please buy my debut poetry book, Kaleidoscope, and keep an eye out for my second poetry book, Death Rose. My books will be available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Blurb. You can also commission me for artwork. You can donate to my Ko-Fi or buy me books on my wish list. It is also registry, so I earn a little bit from each purchase. The site this wish list is on supports indie bookstores across the United States. I also have affiliate links. Please use the code at checkout. I also earn a little bit from there. With all that said and done, be safe and hydrate. Goodbye.